If you're using weight training in the gym to help you lose body fat, then I'm going to share with you 3 tips that you need to know to make sure that you're getting your training right while dieting. Imagine finally knowing all the tools that you need to maximize your training, help you tighten up that midsection, and help you feel stronger in the gym, not having to kill yourself with endless amounts of cardio. Now, I've helped loads of guys now drop between 10 and 20 kilograms of body fat while still being able to build strength and retain muscle in the gym. And these 3 tips have played a huge role in it. So stick around because I'm going to show you how to train for fat loss in the right way. Let's get into it. All right, so here's the 3 tips that you need to know to help with your weight training when you're trying to lose body fat. All right, now, the first thing we want to kind of go through is why we even lift weights. And the first point is the why, because it's important to know why. You don't want to just be going into the gym aimlessly, trying to lift weights, trying to lose body fat, okay? So it's important to actually know why we're even doing it. And the truth is, you don't even need to, all right? It sounds funny, but you actually don't need to lift weights in order to lose body fat, yeah? You can do it purely alone through your cardio and through a calorie deficit. Okay, that's all you need to know, or all you need to do, sorry, because fat loss comes from a calorie deficit. Okay, it's an energy deficit where you are burning more calories than you're consuming. So technically, you don't actually need to lift weights in the gym, but it certainly does help. All right, one of the things I like to say is if you want to lose body fat and actually look good, then lift weights. Okay, because there's no point in losing all the body fat. And to be honest, for a lot of people, it's not the actual fat loss that they're concerned about. They want to look good, okay? And if we want to look good, then we want to be lifting weights. And here's why. Because you can build and retain muscle is the first thing. All right, so lifting weights in the gym is going to, one, allow you to build muscle. So when you do lose the fat, you actually look good and you have a body to show for it. It's going to help tone your body, again, that toning sensation or that toning terminology like people like to call it. It really is losing body fat, but also building a little bit of muscle. So you have that toned look and your muscles are showing through when you do lose the body fat, okay? More muscle mass equals higher metabolism. So the more muscle that you carry on your frame, the more calories it takes to retain that and maintain that. So basically, the more muscle you have while you're losing fat and the more muscle you can retain while you're losing fat, the easier it is going to be to keep the body fat off and stay in good shape, because the more calories you can have. So if you've got more muscle mass, then you require a higher energy output, you require a higher energy input, sorry. So basically you can eat more calories to maintain that muscle. And if you can eat higher calories and maintain your weight, maintain your deficit, or maintain your physique, should I say, then it's going to be way, way, way more easy to stay in shape, to stay lean, okay? So the more muscle you have, the easier it is to stay lean. And another thing, the last thing here is it's going to give you a performance metric to focus on. And a lot of guys, when they want to lose body fat, it's more so cardio, 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 and you're almost like a hamster on a wheel. You're burning off exercise and you're burning as many calories as possible just to kind of lose weight, and you're almost earning the food that you eat in a way. Whereas that can lead to a poor mindset and a poor mentality when it comes to both food and exercise, and you don't want to ruin that relationship with your food and ruin that relationship with your exercise. And one of the ways to do that is to shift the focus onto a performance metric. And in this case, the performance metric in the gym will be lifting weights, trying to get stronger, trying to hit personal bests, or even aiming for a target in the gym. So I want to get to a 60 kilogram squat by the end of the year. So having the actual performance or some performance metrics to follow too is really going to help you along the way during your fat loss, because you can crack on and do what you need to do, but you can take the focus off it being purely fat loss, which can help ruin your relationship with food and ruin your relationship with exercise, and shift that into a performance-based metric where you're actually looking forward to getting stronger in the gym and looking forward to training and putting your energy elsewhere along the way, okay? Number 2 is that more doesn't equal better, okay? So the more training that you do in the gym doesn't mean you're going to burn more body fat, okay? It doesn't mean you're going to lose more fat. And a lot of people will think this, and a lot of people will almost relate it to cardio, where it's like the more you do, the better. I want to do more cardio, more cardio, more cardio to lose weight. But when you start doing more weights to lose weight, it just doesn't quite work like that, okay? And it's true for cardio, that's the thing, all right? It works for cardio because cardio burns a lot of energy, it burns a lot of calories. So the more cardio you're doing, the more energy you're burning, the more calories you're burning, which is gonna help and make it a lot easier to put you in that calorie deficit that we need to lose body fat, all right? But the same doesn't apply with weights, okay? And the main reason is you don't burn as many calories in the gym lifting as you think, all right? Despite what your watches tell you, your Fitbits, your calorie trackers, whatever you're using, you do not burn many calories from lifting weights in the gym. Nowhere near as many as you think, okay? So if we're not doing that, then if it's a negligible difference, there's no point. Okay. The second thing is, and the more important thing really is, the more you train, the harder it is going to be to recover and build muscle. All right. We need to think our training in the gym is going to be separate to our fat loss in a way. We train in the gym to build and retain muscle, and we lose fat by having our extra cardio and output and controlling the calories that come in. Okay. So when we're looking to train and when we're looking to build muscle, what's going to happen is you need to be able to recover from this training for you to adapt to your training and you to make progress, for your body to adapt to the training stimulus that you do so it can recover and build more muscle. You need that recovery point. If you don't have that recovery point, you're not going to make any progress, all right? So if we're doing more and more training in the gym, then it's going to be super hard to recover from. We're not going to be recovering properly, and we're not going to make progress. So in a way, with weight training, less is sometimes more, all right? So for most people, it's going to be better to stick with something that you can be consistent with, gym training wise. So for most people, this is going to be 3 to 4 sessions, okay? If you're well into the gym, you're a bit more experienced with your lifting and you have that extra time to commit and you love it, 5 sessions, no problem, that's great. But most people, 3 to 4 sessions. Super busy, keep it to the 3 session end, or if you're a beginner, keep it to the 3 session end. 4 sessions if you're in between, you're really loving the gym, you want to go for more. But more importantly, pick an amount of sessions each week that you can be comfortable with, okay? And you, maybe not comfortable, but you can be consistent with, and you know that you'll be able to hit these targets. And it's realistic for you to hit these targets week on week, okay? Because the main aim, like I said before, with your training is to build and retain muscle. And to separate this from the fat loss. We build and retain muscle so we can look good after we lose the body fat, right? Not so we can burn more calories and not so we can lose more body fat, right? Cool. The last point, let's get into it, is going to be whether you're bulking or you're cutting, your training is going to stay the same, right? And I'm sure you've all heard that myth, or something along the lines of it, that high reps for toning, low reps for strength, mid reps for muscle growth. People preach about this all the time, and to be honest, it's stupid, all right? It's absolutely stupid because, yeah, it is still a myth, all right? And this is because whether you are losing fat, building muscle, building a house, your training is going to stay the same. You're training for muscle growth, okay? So it's not a case of you want to be doing more reps so you can tone more when you're losing body fat. You want to be doing less reps so you can build more muscle when you're bulking. That's rubbish, okay? Because it's the science. The science of building muscle always stays the same, no matter what you are doing, okay? And when we think about it, we want to train to build and retain as much muscle as possible. So we want to be training in a way that optimizes muscle growth, okay? So we're focusing on getting strong in the gym over time. The way I like to do it is between 8 and 12 reps lifting. And we want to optimize getting stronger, okay? We want to keep things the same, optimize building muscle, 8 to 12 reps, optimize getting stronger by searching and thinking about looking to increase the weights that you lift over time and increase the reps that you do on exercises over time. And overall, applying progressive overload, which is going to help stimulate muscle growth, okay? And a big reason why, and to go into a little bit more detail, is when you're losing fat, you're in a catabolic state. So when we're losing fat, your body is eating itself alive, okay? That's how pretty much how you burn body fat, right? So you're in a calorie deficit, so your body needs more energy to sustain itself than is going into and is going in than you're putting in with your food. So when you're in that catabolic state, your body literally eats itself. So it burns body fat. That's the first thing. It takes its own body fat, your own body fat, and uses it for energy. It's eating you alive. But what it also does too is it can take some muscle too. Okay, so it won't purely take body fat. Sometimes it will take muscle as well. All right, so we want to make sure we're not losing muscle in that process, because when we lose the body fat, we ain't gonna look great. Okay, so we want to make sure we're training in a way that we can retain and build muscle in some cases. So training is always going to be train to build muscle, whether you're bulking or you're cutting. If you've enjoyed this video, then don't forget to hit subscribe. And if you want to watch more of my content, I'm going to leave a video here on my approach as to what is the best way to build muscle. Okay. Hope you guys have enjoyed this one. I'll catch you in the next one.